63 degrees indoors, 57 degrees outdoors. Yeah, I had to turn the heat on a little bit because it was in the 50s inside when I got down yesterday. It's been a while. 8 o'clock now, Saturday, May 10th, and these geraniums have been neglected. T-Rex did not make this trip. Just imagine him running out there and taking off and chasing rabbits and squirrels. And I also didn't bring my wireless lavalier noise-canceling microphone, so we have to put up with the wind, which was, I apologize for that yesterday. Also, I had to do the same thing. Now here is a healthy dwarf Alberta spruce. That's what it looks like. Unfortunately, that one in Weymouth we've lost. So this is South Dennis, Bass River, and we've got a heavy mist happening right now, a very dynamic morning. We've got an occluded low and a triple point right over eastern Massachusetts, and you should see the view from space. Oh, well, here it is, or here it was at sunrise. What a dynamic situation. You can see the serpentine shape with the clouds casting shadows from east of Cape Cod, and it's kind of winding in over central New England, all casting shadows all the way up to New York. So these clouds, those are cumulonimbus clouds, and they're 25,000 feet tall. And what's happening, that dynamic I talked about yesterday, the negative tilted trough cutting off, and there's the precipitation, still very heavy north of the occluded low, which we'll look at in a second, I guess. And very heavy rain is causing a flood warning now in southern New Hampshire, now being 8 o'clock in the morning, expiring at noon, because rainfall rates in excess of a ½ inch to 1 inch per hour, on top of 2 to 3 inches of rain last 2 days, on top of 4 inches of rain in the last 8 days. And today is day 12 in a row where it's, I'd love to say New England snow because it rhymes, but it's New England rain. There's another look at that thermometer outdoors, 53 degrees. So at least we're plenty green around here. And of course, Scott's already out there working. I choose no shoes because I don't want to get my feet wet. I mean, my shoes wet, because we're going to be working outdoors today. Scott, I think I heard your saw this morning. I don't know, around 6:30, but the sparrows were louder, so that was cool. It wasn't me. Not this guy. So here's the rescue garden. The lilacs. Look at that. Same root getting a white and a purple lilac. That's great. There's some hydrangea. And yeah, this is the rescue garden. You may remember we were here cleaning this up about 5 weeks ago. So we're on the back edge of this cutting off negative tilt trough. And there's another way of looking at it, looking at this velocity azimuth display. I showed it yesterday for Albany. It only works if there's precipitation over. And this is the Norton radar. So how this works is the bottom line there, the time on the left is the oldest and on the right is the newest, so 10Z to 11Z, that's 6 to 7 a.m. and it goes up vertically, so the wind at the very bottom was coming in from the north, and the wind as you go up a few thousand feet was coming in from the south, and then up 25,000 feet, that's going up in the atmosphere. That was wind from the east-southeast aloft. That is the cutting off trough, and that's the reason those clouds are moving from east of Cape Cod up into Vermont this morning. And the whole thing is going to just cut off and gradually lift out as the day goes on. Now we're walking over Angela's garden. I just saw a rabbit. There's a rabbit in here somewhere. There he goes. Yeah, we know you're eating our peas and our lettuce. So the rain is shutting off, but there's a lot of instability in the atmosphere, and the rain is only shutting off slowly. How much rain did you get at your house? And we go to Coco Raz. Max, is that your 1.4 down there, Martha's Vineyard? And this is since Thursday, so I put the numbers on since Thursday. And some of the guidance had the heaviest rain right on the Rhode Island-Connecticut border. Close, but that wasn't the case. 1 to 2 inches on the Connecticut-Rhode Island border, but 2 to 3 plus as you move toward Hartford. And Cape Cod generally came in with about 1.5 inches where I am. Oh, I got a rain bucket I got to show you. And as you move north, and it looks like Sterling, Massachusetts, yesterday was at 2.5 and ended up with another 1.3, and it's still going at 3.8 in Sterling, Massachusetts. So another week's worth of rain, or 3 weeks of rain in the last 2 days, and this isn't even counting what happened the previous 7. We'll look at that probably tomorrow on the whole rainfall since this whole thing started about more than a week ago. And up into Vermont and New Hampshire, also some 3.5 plus numbers showing up. Oh, just walked into the wind. The wind is shifting right behind me, right over me right now. It's coming first from the southwest and then from the northeast. I can show the regional temperature roundup from 7 a.m. also shows the wind barbs. And at the very bottom of the map, there's Nantucket with the wind from the southwest, 54 degrees, pretty close to the water temperature near Nantucket. And as you move north, now the wind is from the east and the northeast over Boston. Temperatures are mostly in the 40s and 50s. There is some colder air in Maine, some colder air with radiational cooling in Ontario. We're going to have a warming trend today, but then there's a new cold front tonight on the backside of the precipitation. And tomorrow is going to end up dry as drier air comes in. So this circulation is going to be a little slow to move out today. I was going to come over here and show you my rain bucket, but the wind slowed me down. As I go over there, I want you to look at this, though. The Northridge Cam at Killington. Where is the snow? I guess it's underneath Canyon Quad. So skiing day 174 in a row for Killington. Today is the last day for lift serve skiing at Killington, and much walking required. And the lift is going to spin until 5, even though the K1's not going to download past 4. So if you try and ski to the base of Killington at the end of the day, send me a video, because there's walking required on the run out down to the KBL. But that, I'm sure, is going to be a fun day. All right, so this bucket here on Cape Cod, I put this out when I left for the season around Christmas or so. So this is all rainfall and melted snow with evaporation since the beginning of the year. So this is our 2025 rainfall total. So it's a baker's dozen at 13 inches. And that doesn't include the evaporation that's occurred. I'd say we picked up about an inch last night. Came down yesterday. It was just pouring and pouring and pouring the whole ride down. I'll see that in the end more. All right, so here's the NAM going forward with this rain system. It's 1,005. Oh, I didn't show the surface map. I wanted to show the surface map because it's so cool. 1,005 millibar low right over your house. Content Phil, weather guy in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And there's a little purple line, so there's a little bit of an occluded front to a triple point low east of Boston. So we have a redevelopment of this with this negative tilt trough cutting off. The low pressure system is going to wobble. Incidentally, some of the historic storms like 1991 in October and then blizzard in 1978, those were also negative tilt troughs that cut off and caused the storm to stall. So that's why you get more than 12 hours of rain. We've now gone for about 36 hours, but it's a different power, nowhere near that kind of power. So 1,005 with no real strong high around. Where is the next high? The next high is going to come in behind another cold front. So there is going to be another cold front coming in. Here is the map for 18Z, forecast from WPC. And you can see a colder front coming in from the west, but that's mostly going to be a dry front tonight, and it's going to bring in colder air high in the sky. The mountains may get coated with a little bit of snow as this precipitation ends late tonight. Mount Washington still about 35 degrees. So Mount Washington, the low temperature over the last 24 hours was 34. With about an inch of rain and still coming. So no snow even at the top of New England. But tonight, I mean so far, so tonight it may snow a little bit. All right, so now let's get to the NAM and show this low that's progressing. And it's 2 days ago, this showed real heavy rain continuing through 2 p.m. Now it shows most of the rain done through 2 p.m. So the GFS kind of won a little bit in that respect, as it's not a total washout for most of New England today as this rain pulls out, and it's about sunset or so, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. A couple of showers did come by at Cape Cod late in the day, instability showers. So some sun late in the day with this passing shower. Maybe a rainbow this evening as the sun goes down. The rain is gone by 9 p.m. It's gone out of Maine, and now we just have the cold air advection. The low is moving out, high pressure is moving in, so wind from the north tonight will keep us from radiating, so it's not going to be a freeze tonight, but it is going to be pretty chilly overnight. The heat may come back on at your house like it did at my house last night. And tomorrow, that 540 and that 534 are in northern New England. It's quite breezy, but it's pretty. Sun and cumulus clouds, blue sky, and those pretty white cumulus clouds. I don't think they should be too threatening, but there may be a raindrop out of one of them. And then tomorrow night, the high comes right over us, and it's Monday morning right here as the air decouples that we may have some frosty spots, 20s and 30s north, 30s and 40s south. Could be some frost advisories around here on Monday morning. And then the backside of that high comes in, and there's going to be kind of that trouble coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of whatever it is. Oh, I hate things that change like that. Humans are not that good at change. So here's the precipitation, the radar. I didn't show the lightning before. I want to show the lightning now because when I woke up, I thought I heard something. Maybe it wasn't your saw, Scott. It was thunder. I heard thunder this morning as the lightning, a few specks there off of Cape Cod, but the heaviest lightning is down off in south of Louisiana and Mississippi, all the way down to southern Mexico. So that's quite a system coming out of the Gulf states, where it was also inches of rain last night from Louisiana to the Florida Panhandle. And there it is on the radar. So there's that next batch of rain that's going to really kind of fall apart as it comes at New England, probably about Wednesday or so. So Mother's Day, and then Monday, and then Tuesday, we are mostly dry. Finally, get some of your yard work done. The grass is literally growing before our eyes right here. All right, so let's go to the GFS now. The GFS was a little bit too optimistic for today, but there is some hope for this afternoon, especially in western New England, especially Connecticut, I think. As the rain gradually ends in Maine, that low takes off. It's about a 10:30 high coming in, so it's a pretty potent high coming in with fairly breezy conditions tonight and tomorrow morning. And then that high comes right over us tomorrow evening. We're getting very close to the full moon. I think the full moon is tomorrow, so tomorrow evening should be great for the moon and the sky and the stars and the planets. And then yeah, Monday's kind of chilly, but then the backside of that high, we have weather coming in from the northwest. There's some more snow in the higher elevations out in the far west. There's a heat wave coming out of Arizona and New Mexico up the Central Plains. And then there's this system slowly coming up the coast up New England. And the wind's going to come in from the east again as that low gets close to us. So inland, probably 70s, coast 60s Tuesday into Wednesday, mostly dry before the showers come in here. Now, it is getting to be a really warm air mass here next Thursday or so, but there's also a lot of energy coming up from the south and instability and an onshore flow. So 60s at the shore, dew points in the 60s, 70s inland, showers and thunderstorms possible Thursday into Friday. And then here comes another cold front next Friday night and Saturday. And so next Saturday, it may end up wet again. Doesn't look like a washout kind of day, but it looks like the kind of day with sun and storms next Saturday. And Sunday, not looking that much better. There's a front stalled over us, and we have to go out to Monday, May 19th. And wow, that is a strong storm. This is 240 hours. This is as far as we go, 10 days. 240 hours. There's a low, what is that, 990 something up over Lake Huron, and a real warm to hot surge of air coming from the Gulf all the way up the East Coast into New England. That's going to be a huge, severe storm weather outbreak by the looks of things, if this verifies, of course. And that would put us in the southwesterly flow with showers and thunderstorms approaching again. That would be about Monday the 19th into Tuesday the 20th. So we don't have to worry about our grass going dormant, I think, at least into June. Remember that a couple years ago? Every time it rained, I'd say, oh, green grass in June, green grass in July, green grass in August. Well, this last week definitely guarantees us green grass in June. All right, so passing 12 minutes, it's the association cleanup day, and the association is a member with a brand new boat. Hey, TK, why don't you buy a boat? Well, as soon as I don't know anybody with a boat, then I'll buy a boat. Is that the new association boat? Scott, he's in there working. Can't slow Scott down. And so tomorrow I'll have some highlights from the beach cleanup today. But today we're going to look back at yesterday and the people working on the hill there in Weymouth, on the Gulf of Weymouth, and the big dig, planting the dogwood trees using a drill. And we'll see how that goes. And then the travel south in the rain. And no T-Rex came this time because it's a work day, and he doesn't like coming out in the rain. He didn't want to go out in the rain yesterday. You'll see that. And thank you for the contributions, Max, yesterday. And happy birthday, Neil in Fairhaven. I know I missed your birthday by a day, but I just want to get that in there. And so hopefully you and your family and everyone's going to have a good Mother's Day. Tomorrow we'll be back with another forecast. So here's the more from yesterday. Wow. Pretty good wall of water coming right at us. I think I can get the front yard mowed before it pours. Those look like fat raindrops. Get an accelerator here. Accelerate the mowing. Got some planting going on over here too. Planting in the rain. Oh yeah. Using a drill. That's cool. Hey! So you drill into the ground.
Yeah. A lot easier.
Yeah, I would say. Especially with all that stuff you put in the ground. So he drills a hole through the mat. And he just sticks the stick in. And then we may or may not have a dogwood tree here before we know it. Alright, so he's going along, making the holes, and the guy behind him's coming in, filling in the holes. Whoa, did you see that bird just photobomb us? top. So you trim both sides. Better chance it's going to grow that way. And they're staking in the mat down there, trying to hold up the mat. And we thought maybe they went home early on a Friday. Yeah, right. Who goes home early on a Friday? Everybody. Got a lot of the lawn done. Shoes have seen better days. Got them at a thrift shop. They lasted me a couple years. LL Bean, I can take them back, right? Funny. So those fat raindrops are mostly up in the sky. I think they might be fat snowflakes or what's called bright banding. When the radar looks over the top of the freezing level, it sees the frozen precipitation up high in the sky. There's always a freezing level at some point. I think today it's around 7,000 feet or so. Where it's snowing here on the anniversary of the May 9th, 1977 storm. It's just snowing 7,000 feet over our head, that's all. Fat drops are coming in now. And sad news in the pea plant department. The tops have all been chomped on these easy access peas. Could it be another year in a row without any peas? See that one? Chopped. Right there. Looks like they haven't been able to reach these ones yet. So if I can just get them a little taller, I might have a couple of pea plants. Get them up in there. Or those birds up there, birds don't mind them. There's one cut in half right there. Hopefully that was not me. May have been me. Worm chow. And not sure if we're going to Cape Cod or not yet. Chuck, are we gonna have a shed night on a Friday in the rain? Not even 5 o'clock yet. It's pouring now. And the light that comes on when it gets dark out came on nearly 3 hours before sunset. T-Rex is acting like he wants to go out, but do you really, Rex? I mean, I think you do really want to go out, but do you really want to go out? No, but do you really want to go out? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't really want to go out either, but I want to. How about the front yard? It's looking pretty good. It's all mowed. No, that's it. Going back inside. Also gonna watch for Steve trying to escape because that's what Steve does. And here he is. Steve will, on the other hand, go out in the rain, whereas T-Rex, not so much, unless he has to. In the door, getting in the car, you guys. Good things to do, places to go, another beach to clean. Pulled the trigger on the move to Cape Cod. The seat heat, the steering wheel heat, and Kenny Young, and 50 degrees outside. Things are turning greener before our eyes. Watch out for that puddle. This traffic is outrageous. It's outrageously light. This is so weird. There were more traffic going north, but knock on wood. It's not going to last. Nobody's going to Cape Cod right now? I'm shocked. Making up for it with, I don't know, 20 minutes through Marshfield? Yeah, of course. It always works out in the end, doesn't it? Yeah. Waves. Max Dex just shared a text with me showing a wedge of R+. Heavy rain coming right up into Plymouth County. Shivery timbers. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Plenty to drink. Rainwater. Friday afternoon in May at the bridge. Smooth sail. Oh, look, you can only see half a bridge. Fog. The fog. Apparently that wedge of rain is moving toward the east also. Good for the hydrangea. There's no puddle down there, so I think the heavy rain just got here. 78. It used to be 9, now it's 78. The way to remember that is this is where I lived in the blizzard of 78. I remember the sun coming out here. It's been pouring the whole way. It's brutal. But we made it safe and sound. Welcome to Dennis. 1793. I haven't lived here that long, but my family has. Old Fish House Road. Of Old Bass River Road, past Old Sailor's Way. What's up with all the old? Yeah, that's how we all feel, isn't it? Continue on Old Fish House Road, down the hill. Does it say Volleyball Street? I don't even know that. Lilacs. Following the water down the hill. Beautiful. So this is pretty close to where I grew up, but not close enough that I hung around in this neighborhood very much. Of course, we took our bicycles through here to the Red Cottage store. 50 years ago, when you were allowed to go a few miles on your bicycle when you were 12. So, wow, they had to do a lot of damage repair here. Big flood a couple years ago. Let's turn off the old Rover to step out the old door and conclude this video from this old man on the Bass River. The name of this body of water on Bass River is called Kelleys Bay, dating back to David O'Keelia, which turned into O'Kelly, which turned into Kelly. David O'Keelia got here, I don't know, maybe 400 years ago. He got to name this water. Summer's end, come on. Summer just began. Mayfair Boatyard. Hello, John Provost. It's Tim Kelly over here in the rain, closing out this day of and more. Sorry, T-Rex couldn't make it. It's raining straight down. Here's the time lapse of the sky over Bass River on this anniversary of the latest snow on record in southern New England. When I was in this neighborhood, I was actually at Tony Kent's house, and it sleeted a little on Cape Cod. 48 years ago, really? Beach plum. Other side of the river is Yarmouth. And up the hill from the Provosts, the Eldridges. There's Jimmy Eldridge's house right now. His boat, his hydroplane. And Tony Kent lived right up the hill. Alright. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow. I don't think T-Rex will be here. Summer's beginning.